guys, how are you guys doing? I really hope that this reading finds you well. For those of you who are new to my channel, hello, and for those of you who have been here a long time, welcome back. So how has July been treating you guys? It's been pretty interesting, isn't it? I mean, I have like a lot of Cancer placements, so the eclipse that was happening earlier on, a few days earlier, was pretty tough. It hit me right on my 12th house and my first house, which was crazy. But you've been feeling cold lately. With that Queen of Swords and Two of Swords, huh? Interesting. But anyway, as usual, this is going to be a relationship spread, meaning that you could always apply this with anyone in your life. But you have the Ten of Cups. Interesting. You could always apply this with anyone in your life. It could be with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, exes, crushes, fiance, family members, anyone. I am basically just going to be picking up your relationship energy in general, all right? And don't forget to also check your sun, moon, and sun, moon, or Venus sun, because for me personally, I realize that with my readings, I resonate much more with my Venus sun rather than my sun sign, probably because my Venus in 7th house. I don't really know, but if it doesn't resonate, then it just doesn't resonate. All right, there are so many amazing, talented tarot readers out there for you to just click and watch. Okay. Oh yeah, and I think I'm going to say that in the beginning is that the way that I do my reading is I would read for one person scenario, and then I would also do for two people scenario. So if you're only dealing with one person, the first portion of the reading may or may not resonate with you the most. And if you're dealing with two people, the first portion of the reading is going to be explaining the dynamic of the energy that is going on between you and the person that you're more focused on. But then the last portion of the reading, or the second portion of the reading, is going to be explaining the scenario that is going to happen in the past, present, and future. Okay, so let's talk now, Sag. Let me pull two more cards. Okay. So your overall energy for the now, you have the Queen of Swords, you have the Two of Swords, and then you also have the Ten of Cups. What is challenging you? You have King of Swords and also the King of Pentacles. It's weird. Kinda is weird. Because here's the thing. Like, you truly believe that this union could actually manifest into the Ten of Cups. Because, I mean, look at you here. You have the Queen of Chalices. You have the Star card. And they had the Emperor card in reverse. And also the Nine of Swords in reverse. So you feel like you're the only person who is so much open. Who really believe in this connection. But a part of you is kind of like trickling. So if you're only dealing with one person, you guys are pretty indecisive right now, because one portion of you is the Queen of Swords. So one part of yourself is have like a severe trust issues with this person. You try to be very logical. You're probably looking at your conversations or tracing back from the beginning of the relationship into the now, and really trying to look in a very logical ways whether this person is into you as much as you guys are into them. The thing about the Queen of Swords, it's not very pentacle-ish, so consistency and persistency is not really there, but you're just trying to weigh in the pros and cons, whether they are emotionally invested in you or not, whether they're mentally invested in you or not, whether they're sexually invested in you or not. Queen of Swords also usually wonders about the intention of another person. What are their intentions with me? Are they genuine with me? And stuff like that. But on the other side of you, so this is the Two of Swords, this is you with the Queen of Swords, and this is you with the Ten of Cups. So when things are great, everything are great. You just make me feel so good. And there's this selfless type of love that you feel with this person. Because face it, I mean, we are Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius myself. We're fire signs, right? Sometimes we do have a selfish reasons to love somebody, but with this person you became really selfless. You feel like, okay, I accept them with all of their flaws. I probably could help this person with that trauma or with their work or with their whatever. I mean, there's a selfless love there, so it's pretty kind of like tough, because you guys are right now pretty indecisive with the Two of Swords. So if you're only dealing with one person, your challenge is the King of Pentacles and also the King of Swords. the reason why they're pulling back everything that they've been giving you. I mean, the King of Pentacles is somebody who is kind of like not so reliable and consistent or persistent, or somebody who does not fulfill their promises or their what they say that they're going to do to you and stuff like that. And the only reason why they're doing this is because they have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is somebody who is, I'm not going to say spiteful, but they write down the list of your mistakes here, Sagittarius, in this book. And if you ever dare try to confront them or try to talk to them, like, they're going to stab you with it. And the King of Swords, especially in this particular deck of mine, is good at writing mistakes that you did or the disappointment that they felt because of what you did, but they have a little bit of a problem of communicating that book. You know what I mean? So it's a type of person who would blow up all of a sudden, or when you confront them, they would have a long list of rebuttal. You know? Like, you know, that type of person who you would argue and they'd be like, oh, so that hurts you? You remember? I should have, you remember when you did this? It hurts me more. So this is nothing. Like, they're the type of person who are really, really good at this. So that's if you're only dealing with one person. This person in the past were the Emperor card in reverse and the Nine of Swords in reverse. The Emperor card in reverse could also talks about a selfish person. But when, like, I'm trying to be very, very objective here, okay? I'm trying to be very, very objective. But for them, it did them good. I mean, the Emperor card in reverse, they kind of like became really, really angry. And they try to be very, very overprotective with all of their resources and their children's and whatever like that. And they became very, very stubborn. So they try, because they feel like this relationship has been taking a toll on them. So you kind of like drive them crazy before they became this Emperor card in reverse. And because anger is a higher frequency, so it did them good, because with that anger, with them telling themselves like, to make themselves angry, it kind of like made them get out of a period of that mental pressure that they have felt during the time of the relationship that both of you have. Okay? And here you are with the Queen of Chalices. So you're like, okay, I'm still here. The Star card. In the Emperor card in reverse, sometimes do things, I mean, if you have like a really long history with this person, because in the beginning, they felt the Nine of Swords, so they felt pressurized, and they feel like when they became that Emperor card in reverse, it kind of like lifted that stress out of their brain, out of their mental condition. So yeah. So whatever it is that they did in the past, it was 50% retaliation, 50% is to make them get out of that period of stress. Yeah, because all they wanted was the Four of Swords. So yeah. So they could lash out on you in a harsh way, but you're still there with your loving heart with the Queen of Chalices. They could probably cut you off completely and try to make a point with you because they tried to stop thinking about it, but you're still there available with your heart open. I feel like in the past there's something here. I mean, you're not quite bothered by it in the past. But for some Sagittarius out there, I would say if you don't have like a really long history with this person, I would say that the reason why they're acting this way is because you're enabling them as well. So for some Sagittarius, not every Sagittarius. And they don't, yeah. And then in the past, like even when they have the Emperor card in reverse, like you are still at the back of their head with this Ace of Swords in here. But the thing is that the Ace of Swords, especially in this particular deck of mine, they kind of like they kind of like block the natural flow of the emotions. So they're not really listening to their emotions, but they're trying to think really, really clear. I mean, you felt it too, but I feel like in the past, you guys are so positive. You know what I mean? Because I tried to clarify what that star means, because it doesn't make sense to me that You know, they're like that, and you guys are like this. But for some reasons, you see them being kind of like quite snappy to you, or with that Emperor card in reverse, and you see that, oh, with that, like, I kind of helped them in some ways, so you kind of like fell a star card. And you either were celebrating something, but you're really, really good in the past. So what is going on in the now? This person doesn't want to be talking about all mushy and all type of love towards you. Again, because this person, just like you, has trust issues, but you have trust issues because of your Queen of Swords. They have their trust issues because of their King of Swords. So they have trust issues because they have compiled the list of disappointment and mistakes and everything that you've done. You guys have trust issues because you feel like they're not really there. So if you're only dealing with one person, is this person obsessed with you? Yes, they have the Devil card. So it could be physically, it could be something that's just making you crazy. It's like the 8th house overlay type of stuff where I cannot quit you type of energy. This person cannot quit you. But the thing is that with the Devil card, especially if in your chart, like you have the 8th house overlays or something is hitting on your 8th house, is that it introduces them to the side where we don't really like to deal with. You know, their jealousy, that letting go of control, that, you know, all these type of feeling, that insecurities, that self-worth, self-esteem and stuff like that. But they're crazy about you here with the Devil card. But it's just that they would not let you in when it comes to emotional matters because they have the 9 of Wands in here. Okay? So this is the person that you're dealing with. This is the real them. Look at them wearing blue shirt. Blue symbolizes water, or blue symbolizes emotions. And they're kind of like not letting you in, which is basically what you want to do because you're the Princess of Chalices and they're the 9 of Wands. So you're dealing with a puppet and not their real emotional self. And there's going to be either a promises that has been broken, or I mean, it might already happen or it will soon happen because it's in the present card. So if they invited you something, they might try to flake on you, or they promise to do something, they might not want to do it because that's in the present card right now. And you're kind of like torn because at one point you guys are highly idolizing them with the Princess of Chalices, but at the same time you felt kind of like quite disappointed because this person is the King of Pentacles in the overall challenge, which is you don't really see that, practicality matters. You know what I mean? Like you don't feel like you could trust them in some ways. Lima kartu masuk depan. Four of Cups in reverse. 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay. Princess of Swords. There. 2 of Wands. Ace of Chalices. Okay, we have 2 scenarios if you're dealing with one person. Okay, so in the future, but I feel like you're going to be the one who's doing it the more. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be your effort. If you are wanting them to do something about this relationship, it's not going to happen. But in the future, this person is going to be 4 of Cups in reverse, meaning that they're going to be much more emotionally open. They are going to be much more open compared to how they were in the past, how they were in the present moment, because they have the 4 of Cups. So they're done isolating themselves away from you. They're kind of like quite accepting. But it's not like they're accepting you like 100%, but it's just like a dripping of water. You know what I mean? Just like tick, 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 something like that. And then there are the Seven of Wands. So you're no longer going to be dealing with that puppet, you know, with that Nine of Wands, but they're going to be much more open. They're going to be much more comfortable in talking about their emotions, but just a little. Like, don't expect too much, just a little. They're going to be welcoming you back in. It's because they are the Princess of Swords. So that you have all these sorts of things here. So the Princess of Swords is a person who already have a confirmation bias. Remember, the King of Swords, now they're the Princess of Swords. So they are going to be micro detail about everything. So everything that you're talking about, everything that you say, they might be stalking you or observing you a lot, is because they're trying to prove a point. You know what I mean? So they come because they want to prove a point. So it's either they say that you guys are a player, or you guys are flaky, or you guys are whatever, but they're trying to prove a point because they still have a trust issues in here. And they still carry that swords. But I feel like you guys, beautiful Sagittarius, that you're like the Ace of Chalices. So I feel like you want to heal them in some ways, and you want to just build something from scratch with them again. You just want to spend your time with this person again, because you feel like, and when this happens, like your cups, your emotional cups is going to be filled with a lot of beautiful things that's going to be making you more motivated or even inspired in your day-to-day basis. Okay, so, but that has to come from you. Like, they're not going to be making that effort. That has to come from you. But if you're watching this video and you're like, hell no, I'm not going to be doing that. What the hell, right? If you don't want to be doing that, there's going to be somebody coming in your way, but the energy is going to be the Knight of Wands. So this person is kind of like quite somebody who is a bit busy, but you just love it. You know what I mean? Like, this person, you love the fun connections that both of you have, because it's going to be something that is very, very playful. You would want to share some time together with this person. But the thing is that this newer person that is coming into your life is the Knight of Wands. So they're not, they're not going to be like, oh my God, I love you so much. I want to spend every day with you. I'm going to be there for you 100% every day. No, because Knight of Wands have their own life. So yeah, like that. Okay, so they have their own life, they have their own jobs, and they have so many responsibilities that they have to tackle. Therefore, but I feel like you guys are going to be fine with it, because you guys are like the Two of Wands and also the Ace of Chalices. So you'd be like, finally something that inspires me, something that motivates me and everything like that, something that is not so heavy, but also at the same time something that makes me feel so good about myself. Okay, so that's if you're only dealing with one person. So if you're only dealing with one person, your reading ends now. But if you're dealing with two people, this is your reading. So this is interesting. Okay. Right, so person A is somebody who you've had major love with, somebody who you've accepted all of their flaws, all of their problems. You just have this type of unconditional love with them. But that person was acting out in the past, yeah? And then it hurt you, yeah, but then you went through a period of healing. And then came person B, somebody who before they met you, they were going through like a lot of mental pressure, but for some reasons they were getting out of it. So yeah, they were getting out of it, and you feel like with this person, you like the attention that they're getting from you, from them, and then they also pointed out the unique things about you that makes you heal even faster from person A. There's no denying that in the now, even in this present moment, you're still having, or you're still highly idolizing person A. But person A right now just doesn't want to be dealing with you. They have the 9 of Wands, so they're pushing you away. Or whoever it is that you're meeting right now with person A, I mean, like this person is not really offering their emotional because, you know, they're kind of like keeping it to themselves. They have like severe trust issues and they're kind of like quite stubborn about it. There's a sense of selfishness that I'm getting from them as well. Wait, I want to clarify something. I want to clarify person B. Ini person B maksudnya apa? A person B is crazy about you though. Person B is crazy about you, especially in terms of physically. So they like the way you smell, they like the way you dresses, they like the way it's, yeah, they crazy about you more than you guys are crazy about them. There's this crazy type of obsessions over it, like they're crazy obsessed with you. But there's no cups here, okay? So we're not talking about love as of yet, and you don't really feel it with them anyway, and you're so disappointed. So I feel like this person B is like only is like your 30% focus, I must say. 70% focus if you were still on person A. In the future, this person is going to be much more open with you. They're going to want to have a beautiful relationship with you that is going to struck this person A, the person that you were dealing with in the past, like a thunder. Because you feel like with person A, it's no longer emotionally fulfilling for you. So what's the fucking point? Like you're going to be talking this to yourself. And you see person B who is kind of like quite obsessed with you and stuff like that, wanting to have something with you. And the more that you explore your journey with person B, the more that you get your Ace of Chalices. You know what I mean? That cup that was drained is finally filled again. And then you're going to want to spend more times with them. Like your energy is going to be very, very great with person B. Person A would know about this and it's going to strike them like a thunder and they're going to be sucking the hell out of you. But I feel like you're going to be happy with person B that person A no longer affects you as much as it did in the past, even in the now, okay? So that's it for my reading for you guys. It's so long, I'm really sorry, but I hope that you find the clarity that you've been looking for, okay? Bye-bye.